ready are you to get this thing rolling?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. Exciting for us, exciting for our fans to get back out here. Feels like forever since spring was going on. So just being able to work hard all off-season during the summer, and then being able to show that on the field again, it's going to be a real special for us and real special for just everyone involved.
Love the high expectations.
Yeah, I mean, I think, for our team, we think we have something special here. I think mindset-wise, if you look at it, everyone knows what it takes to win, and that starts with having a great training camp. Go out there with the right mindset each and every day to get better and continue just to build on that throughout the season.
What kind of a leap forward are you expecting out of Shy after a pretty solid freshman year for him?
Yeah, I mean, I expect him to continue to make dynamic plays for us. Be that guy that's able to give us a spark when we need it. Sure-handed receiver, as everyone knows. I think he didn't have a drop pass all season, so just being able to just have him out there, and just continue to make plays for us, and Adam Debo in there too is going to be big.
Having the season you had last year and kind of the end of the season, how it went down, and have the expectations now and all the hype, how being a leader of the team, how do you kind of keep yourself focused and keep the rest of the team focused on not looking ahead?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I think our leaders do a great job on our team about is keeping guys focused on what's going on in-house and to not get really caught up into what anybody, says or predicts or expectations for us, because we know what the expectations we have for ourselves, and that's all that really matters. So it's been out there, and I can continue to say it, and Coach Muschamp will continue to say it, just to have a great training camp and just see where it goes from there.
What throw can you really make now that you couldn't make last year? Something that you're really confident in and can put on the money with regularity?
I mean, not saying that I can make every throw, but obviously working on every throw that you can. I think continue to perfect in the deep balls. I mean, that's one thing that, if you look at anybody, it's going to probably be the lowest percentage of the throw that they have. So continue to work on that. And that's all timing. I mean, being able to put it exactly where you know the receiver's going to be. So we've really, me and the receivers really worked on that this summer.
Is that more about maybe putting more air under the ball, things like that, giving the receiver a chance to run under?
Well, I mean, you can look, that's one thing that you can do. You can look at it like that, but, maybe a thing where you got to put more on it, make it go a little deeper, a little flatter, depending on what throw it is, just where the defense is at, what throw you need to make.
Jake, do you allow yourself to think about what might be next if you have a big season, the opportunities that might be out there for you if you have the season everybody thinks you can have?
Yeah, I mean, it's out there, and it's everyone, it's out there for everyone to think about. But for me, I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to think about what's going on right now and focus on our training camp and what we have to do as a team to go out there and win ball games, and that's all I'm worried about.
How do you separate one from the other? I mean, if I were you, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this could all be coming true for you.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that Coach Muschamp always talks about, and Coach Dillman, is just be where your feet are. I said it at media days too, and that it really just means just be here. How do you say that word? How you say
Carpe diem?
Carpe diem. Yeah, see, that's a smart guy over there. But do that. I'm big with the word. And no, but seriously, just separate it though. You got to separate it. You got to be focused on one thing at a time, because if you don't, it's just not going to work out. So being where your feet are and just really being focused on what's going on here.
Tell us somebody who really surprised you in off-season workouts, maybe a freshman or somebody we haven't seen much of, to keep an eye on in camp.
J.C. Horn defensively has really impressed me. Just his work ethic and how explosive he is. He's broken some passes this summer that you just kind of go, wow, that was a big-time play. So really him and Josh Van, receiver-wise, he's just really coming on strong. Kind of learning from Shy, from Debo, and all that he can. It's really had a good summer for him.
Talk about just Dan Warner and just him coming in. How has that kind of changed your game and kind of helped improve from last year?
So Coach Warner and Taylor Lamb, the App State quarterback that's now our GA, really kind of looked at every game last year and broke down what they thought were the big things I need to work on. One thing that we've done is kind of put clips of me making a throw, a corner route throw, and then Brady and Rogers and Breeze making the same throw, and I'm trying to mimic how they do things, their mechanics, their fundamentals. So just really trying to get better in that way.
Jake, what's the most important thing you would want people to know about you as a person?
Most important thing, you know, I think for me, the one thing that I always prided myself on, one thing my dad's, you know, kind of always taught me is just the importance of relationships. You know, and I think, you know, it's very important, especially in today's society, to build those relationships, to be able to relate to one another, to be able to just sit around and tell stories and just have fun with each other. I think it's a big thing for me. You know, I try to pride myself on getting to know every single guy on our team, and to really know where they come from. You know, what makes them tick, what makes them go, what their family's like. So just really getting to know everyone and build those relationships.
What motivates you to play? What's your biggest motivation?
You know, really just the team, really. I mean, I know just, I think we look at the amount of hours and work that we've put in this summer, and I really think it's, you know, it's really, for me, it's really not trying to let the guy beside me down. You know, really going hard for them. I think if you look at it too, you know, having just a family, you know, that's grown up around football, and my brothers, just seeing them, you know, in college and how hard they've worked, you know, try to play for them, you know, play because they put in the work too. So just really just anything. I mean, anything that just makes me motivated to help others.
Game days are fun. What do you do to get yourself jacked up to go play? What's your pregame ritual you go through?
You know, I'm not very superstitious. You know, I kind of just get ready, go out there and, you know, put everything on and just go play. Try not to overthink it too much. Just stay in the moment and just go play.
Is watching NFL quarterback cut up something y'all did last year, or is that something Dan brought?
No, that's something that you know, Coach Warner and Taylor kind of came up with, and I mean, I think it's really helped me just trying to take bits and pieces from every quarterback's game and just try to implement it.
Is there one guy that you thought fits better with your game and what you do, so you watched more out of those people that you mentioned?
Yeah, maybe not one guy in particular, but I mean, I think if you look at Drew Brees and you know, I think his mechanics and how, you know, crisp they are. You know, being a, you know, undersized guy, as people say, he's really had to, you know, have great mechanics to be able to, as successful as he is, to put the ball in the money like he does. And I think if you look at Aaron Rodgers, being able to make any throw, off platform, you know, off balance, being able to make those throws. And then I think you look at Brady, just a guy that really, you know, is a focus on the craft each and every day. You know, think about him, he's always kind of tweaking his motion or his mechanics. So being able to take that and know that even the top guys still work on stuff. They still change stuff to get better. So just knowing that, trying to do that with my game.
Is there something mechanically, specifically, that Breeze does that you've noticed that you've tried to incorporate in your game?
I think it's just how upright he is when he throws. You know, he finishes throws very erect, very powerful. And I think that's one thing that I can look at, whether it's not, you know, locking out my front knee and getting kind of bent over at times. Breeze really finishes his throw every throw the same. Every throw when he finishes is very consistent. And so I think that's definitely something that I can put in my game as well.
How much has Blake Camper come along as a worker? Because he said earlier he didn't work as hard as maybe he should have early part of his career, but since you've been here, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, Blake, you know, since I've been here, you know, he was here before me, but since I've been here, he's made, you know, vast improvements. I mean, he's really dedicated himself to the game of football, and I think he finally realized how successful he can be if he really puts the time in. And I'm proud of him for what he's done, and he's going to continue to get better.
This is kind of a random question, but when you look back at it, what are your memories from that last drive against Louisiana Tech, where you guys were kind of on the ropes and managed to pull it out the way you did?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the whole game, you know, you may be thinking, like, nothing against Louisiana Tech, but it's like, okay, it's a, you know, smaller school that we're, you know, losing to, you know, battling with. I think if you get that last drive and all that goes out the window, you know, you don't matter who it is. You know, you got to go win the game. I think that's the mindset that everyone kind of switched to at that time, and just we got to go do what we have to do. And Brian made a big play for us, catching the ball. And Parker knocked it through. So just two big plays by them, and it was huge for us.
When you kind of look back at the flow of the season, was that a wake-up call? Did that have kind of a really big flow on sort of how the season ends up going?
Yeah, I mean, I think winning that game helped us just stay positive. I think you know, pulling that game out and being able to maintain that, you know, positivity throughout the season definitely helped. You know, coming off a loss to Kentucky, I think I think winning that game was huge for us.
Is that something that